Church of Uganda at 150 years, a celebration. This time, the special sequel pays tribute to the fallen retired Bishop of Namirembe Diocese, Samuel Ssekadde. And the sequel is specially called the Sekadde Sequel. Who was he? As a baby, he was born in January 1944 in a small village called Kitekanya, in the Gombolola of Semuto and in the Saza of Bulemezi. The county chief then was Joshua Zake, and these were the days of the rural deaneries, and so the rural dean was the Reverend Canon Kezekia Kagwa. And so a baby was born to Tata Michael Chobe Chiyinji and Mama Torofaina Namboze. With a new baby boy who grew up in the loving hands of his parents, he joined Christian ministry in 1968 at the Bishop Taka Theological College in Mukono. He also trained at Mindolo Ecumenical Foundation Center in Zambia. In his priesthood time, he served various places at Natete, the famous Ndwadde Mutwe, that was always a topic in his sermons. He also worked as a translator in the Uganda Bible Society. Then he was principal of Namugongo Matters Seminary. He was a diocesan secretary in the Diocese of Namirembe, and then, of course, he rose to the high office of Bishop of Namirembe Diocese in 1994. It was therefore this man who we celebrate today, especially his legacy as a Bishop of Namirembe Diocese. Number one, in the year 1999, the donation to the church of the 1900 registered land in the famous Anglo-Buganda 1900 agreement, where the Anglican Church received 42 square miles and later were allowed to purchase an extra 10 and at a nominal fee, and they acquired another 10 to make it 52, and therefore become equal to the White Fathers and the Mill Hill missionaries, who had a total of 52 square miles. That particular land, all the land which was granted into leases from that time, the leases of 99 years matured in the year 1999 during his reign. And therefore, one of his greatest legacy is on the maturity of the 99-year leases, the renewal of these leases. That talks about him a lot. There is so much to say about the maturity of the leases and the renewal of the church leases, of the church land leases. That is number one. His second and greatest legacy is the finishing of the construction of the Centenary House. Now, that Centenary House today houses the offices of the bishop, and it also has the famous Dunstan Hall, which many prefer to call the New Synod Hall. It is not actually called the New Synod Hall. It is the Dunstan Hall, the Bishop Dunstan in Subuga Hall. Now, it had become a white elephant. It had become a laughing stock in the diocese, because these were projects of the 1977 centenary. Every parish church was required to construct a centenary project. And at the diocesan level was the Centenary House. But it had become an elephant, a white elephant. So thanks to the leadership of Bishop Samuel Ssekadde, the Centenary House was finally completed, and it was opened. That is the number one legacy of the fallen bishop. Number 3, this is a top secret. The world never knew about this. Very few people know about this. He was what in the Roman Catholic Church they call an exorcist priest. And I don't want to go into the definition of who an exorcist is. And therefore, he fought sorcery in our churches, but this was a secret ministry. He fought sorcery at St. Luke's Church, Chibuyema Chindye. He fought sorcery at the Church of Uganda, Kabusu. Now, let me stop there. I just gave you a secret, but it is his legacy for those of us who knew who he was. Number 4, he will be remembered for the mature way he handled the fire of Voodoo Junior School. He was chairman, board of governors of several schools, including Voodoo Junior, and of course King's College. And the mature way he handled the whole thing, we owe a lot to his leadership at the time. Number 5, he's remembered for rejecting a throne that was being, let me use the word smuggle, which was being smuggled into the cathedral. There was a provincial throne which was being smuggled into the cathedral, and he will always be remembered for standing firm and telling the Archbishop of the province at that time that it cannot happen. Even if we speak the same language, what you are doing is wrong. The provincial archbishop has a throne which was installed in 1961 and on which he sits. There is no need to smuggle in a specially made, a specially manufactured, a specially made throne. And it didn't happen. Ssekadde will be remembered for having such guts to face up to his archbishop. Number 6, he will be remembered. Of course, it is not a very good legacy to remember, but he will be remembered for the ugly exit as Bishop of Namirembe, and I don't want to go so much into that. But his exit was ugly. It is something that will always go into the annals of our history because it happened. But it was so ugly that we in the diocese feel ashamed that this was also part of our history as we celebrate the 150 years. And lastly, number 7 as a legacy, he has worked tirelessly. You could not believe that he was retired. This Sunday is there, the other Sunday is there, the other Sunday is there. The man could not believe that he's retired. And we want to thank the diocesan bishops, both the current and the previous one, for using him, for making him busy, keeping him busy and making him busy all the time. In fact, we are told he was in ministry on Sunday. We are told he had just returned home from ministry, only to meet his death at the hands of what we can call a sudden heart condition. In July of this year, he presided over the burial of my own biological mother, because I've been related to him on my maternal side. And where we buried was in a valley. And so after the actual burial, the bishop had to climb what I might even call a mountain. It was a very steep hill. I didn't see it, but I was told that when he reached the top, he sat down. He asked for a chair to sit down because the hill had exhausted him a lot. And I understand he requested for people to give him space for him to breathe. Now that's when I first got worried that, oh my goodness, my bishop indeed is now gone. The Bishop of West Buganda has told us that one of the last sermons he gave was again at a burial where he said that we should always be ready for this final journey, for this final journey. And that he told the burial people, the people at the burial, that who knew whether one of them was the next or even himself. It simply happens that now he was talking about himself. For come Monday evening, the angels in paradise were busy receiving him. That come, Samuel, to a place for which you worked for so hard and for which you won so many souls. Receive the throne. May the good Lord bless us all.